Welcome back to the Sanctum, guys. This is Ale. So, Angels of Abundance by Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue. I wanted to go over this deck because I actually got this deck on a whim. It was during a sale at Hay House. Like I said, Hay House has some really good sales sometimes. So, if you like a lot of their products, make a wish list. Get on their newsletter, and then when they have their sales, run like mad and grab a whole bunch of decks. I cannot say enough about them. Even when they're not on sale, they're actually still a good price, and they actually have some really great ebooks and stuff as well, and regular books, depending on which format you like. So, why did I get an angel deck? And I mean, some people have actually asked me about this before. Since my belief system, I'm actually a trained shaman, druid, which by family practice, from one side is also pure Christian. So I get asked a lot, why angels? Why do you have angel cards? Well, part of it has to do with the fact that it's the cards themselves, what they do, are what are important to me. The angels are extra frill. A friend of mine calls them frou-frou. She's also a Christian, which just makes it even more funny to me. But they actually allow me to focus on what's important, which is the message. And the message is what's important when it comes to any card deck you use. If the message is the most important thing and the messages work, then the cards are accurate for you. If the message doesn't work for you, then the cards are not good for you to use. And it's all whatever resonates. So first off, I do want to show you this back, because I love this back. It's so gorgeous. The deck is, the book for the deck is actually pretty thick. It's actually pretty nice. The nice thing about this particular book is that even though the cards are black and white, it actually goes into what the card reminds you to do, how to go about through some of it, like when we talk about donations and tithing or detoxing your friendships. So there are certain cards in here that are not like of my systems, but at the same time too, it doesn't have to be about my systems. It has to be about the people I read for. So that's the kicker, and I think that's the part that I tell people a lot. Not everybody I read for is the same faith or belief system I am, and I take that into consideration. So and that's something that anybody who reads for others has to take into consideration. You don't always read for somebody the same faith as you or belief system. I actually read for somebody once who was a complete and total atheist. That was actually fun. And then I wowed him and flipped him out a bit. He went away, and then I got a phone call. I got an email first, and then I got a phone call, and he came back, and now he's a regular customer. He's now more agnostic than atheist, but a lot of it has to deal with the fact that certain things happened and changed his life, and he realized that there was more in heavens and earth ratio than he could ever imagine. And it's not that I ever I ever tried to convert an atheist. To me, atheism is just as valid as anything else in the world. It's just not my particular belief system. What does and is important is what I use work, and if it works and it's valid, cool. So that's why I always tell you guys, take what resonates, toss what doesn't. Find what resonates with you. That's why I go over and I review these decks. It's not because I'm like trying to show off. A lot of these times I require decks because they appeal to me on some level. I use them for some level, and after I use them for a while, I may find out that no, not really, and move forward. And I may go to a different deck. I may give the deck away. I may keep it for a while, and then I may have like a big sale and get rid of them. Something. The idea behind it is simple. Is I'm trying to find sets of decks that work for me for the things I use them for. Same thing here. Now, one of the reasons why I liked and I wanted this was all about abundance. One of the things we don't have enough in our life is abundance. And abundance is able to be for everybody, and it should be for everybody. And unfortunately, in this world that we live in currently, there seems to be a high lack of that, of abundance in our lives. So it's one of the things that I always talk about manifesting, is manifesting a life of abundance, a life with success. Success is what you make of it. Abundance is what you think abundance is. It may be $1 million. It may mean having food on the table every single day for every single meal. Abundance could be having a good paying job that pays bills and gives you enough money to have a vacation once a year. So abundance is what you make of it. And so the reason why I like this deck is it's all about that kind of thing. How do you manifest? What should we manifest for abundance? And so I want to do is manifest some abundance with you all today. And you're probably wondering, what the heck is she doing? She, for whatever reason, is feeling to do this today. So, manifesting some abundance for my people. Dreams of abundance. Ooh. No more complaining. If I couldn't complain, that would just piss me off. Sever vows of poverty. All right, people. So we're going to talk about this, and this is huge. And actually, this is actually quite big. Huh. Now, I picked it this way, but we're going to read it this way. And there's a reason for it. Promise. So, first things first, and I love this picture, by the way. This is an awesome picture. Sever vows of poverty. And it says right on here, it says, Dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you have made, consciously or unconsciously, in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of those vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. It's something that we tend to do. A lot of times we'll say, I'm going to take all the suffering and all the I will suffer so my kids will have more better than I do. Well, you're not showing your kids how to live abundantly. You're showing your kids how to live in poverty. What does that do for them? You're sacrificing, you're doing whatever, but you're not teaching them how to live with money. You're not teaching them how to use money correctly. You're not teaching them any of that. What you are teaching them is that you're willing to sacrifice for them, but you're not teaching what sacrifice is for a family. That we all do well or we don't do well. And that you're choosing to live in poverty to make them better so they have the right to expect this. It's not what you're supposed to do. So sever those vows of poverty. Sever the thought process of the idea of that you have to suffer, that you have to be without. Whether it be in past lifetimes, and I admit my past lifetime, poverty was an issue. So it still is now. I still have, and I have it, I give, and sometimes I give and put myself into a really bad situation money wise. I've done that a couple of times recently, and I'm usually blessed for it in the long term. But I had to learn that because of the fact of how I lived before, I cannot live like that again. So it's important to know you don't have to live in austerity. You don't have to live in that poverty. It is not Just because you may have made that vow doesn't mean you have to do it. It's not for you. No more complaining. This is huge. We all complain way too much in this lifetime. If you gave me an hour, I could complain about 50 million things. You have no clue. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your higher power given ability by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. Now, you can become a true victim. I'm not going to tell you you can't. As a rape survivor, and that's right, survivor, I'm not a victim. They will call me a victim because it happened to me, so I'm a victim. If you're murdered, you're a victim of murder, because you didn't survive, so of course you don't qualify as a survivor, so you're a victim. But victim is when you survive something, when you complain about something, you're making a choice. Now, sometimes I complain just to complain because I need to rant it out, and then once I rant it out, I can move forward. And that's what they're trying to say here. They're trying to tell you is, remember, if you live on the complaint, and it's not saying that all complaining is bad, it's saying that, but if you live in the state of complaint, that poor old me, oh my God, poor me, if it wasn't for all these things that keep happening to me, I could do this. Well, that's victimhood. That's putting your role as a victim. That's poor old me. So you're making the choice to put yourself into that role. You're not choosing to say, I had all this crap happen to me and I went through shit, but now I'm making these different choices. I'm doing these different things because I've learned as a survivor, I don't have to have that anymore. See the change? It's taking that poor me attitude and tossing it and saying, yeah, I learned from all that crap that I just went through. I learned from that nonsense. And I am in control of I'm not letting those assholes win. Because complaining only does so much. I got to get up and do it. I got to go and make things better. So part of being abundant is acting in abundance. So that's the next step. Don't complain, do. The other thing is about dreams of abundance. This is a beautiful card too. I love these cards. It's one of the reasons why I wanted the cards. They remind me of Josephine Wall. As you sleep, the higher power, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. A lot of times you will hear people who've come up with these brilliant ideas that said, we had this issue and I went to bed that night and it came to me in a dream how we could have solved it. So I woke up and I wrote it down. I came to work, and sure enough, I did what my dream had what my dream had suggested. We tried it out, had a couple false starts. Then I realized I had to tweak it, and boom, there it was. Dreams give you hints, ideas, and suggestions. They will also sometimes give you foresight of what's to come. If you keep a dream journal, if you keep track of those aspects of yourself, of what can be or what will be, then you are going to give yourself a better chance of success, of having abundance, because those ideas can be manifested in different ways. And you can make the choice of which way you want to manifest it. And it may be something as simple as you have a dream of writing and you see in your dream that you actually have published a book. And you may choose that you're going to self-publish this book, but you have a friend who has a graphic designer who's going to design your cover, happens to be world-renowned graphic designer, is going to do this for you for free. You have a friend who does editing, so they're going to edit for you. And you get all this done, and it happens to be such a unique take on something that a publishing company comes to you and says, yeah, we want you to expand that out, and we're going to publish it for you. And suddenly your dream becomes manifest in a larger way. Now, this has happened. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen to friends of mine. But they had a dream about it. And so they did it because they wanted their dream to come true. Don't dismiss your dreams lightly. Take them seriously. Dreams are dreams. They mean something. Even if it's something as simple as, I'm going to meet one of my favorite stars one day. Or I'm going to be able to win money in lottery. Well, if you play, you will win. And it may be that you win $20 or whatever. But you played and you won, and it was a start. Because the thing is once you start manifesting the abundance, it keeps going. It's a matter of having the attitude in the plenitude of abundance. Once you start manifesting the attitude and the thought of abundance, then living and having the abundance is sure to follow. And that's one of the things that these cards help me to do personally, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like them so much, besides the artwork. So I give this deck an easy 8.2 out of 10. Yes, do I wish that they didn't say God or heavens or whatever, but angels. But the angel part I can live with. There are angels in multiple mythologies and whatnots. But yeah, take the chance. If you like things like angels, if you enjoy the aspect of being able to pull a card for your daily abundance guide, this is the perfect deck. I mean, to be honest, I have like 4 decks I pick from. There's some that stay at home; those are go on my at home altar. I have a couple. I have a altar at work that's got my work altar, and we go from there. And it works beautifully. So yeah, you can do this. Take a chance. You've got this. Till next time, been with you.